And I'd just like to take a moment to address also, sorry, I get a little choked up sometimes. Obviously, as almost everybody has said, as they have come in, you received a letter this week, it was on email, that my last Sunday will be November 14th, as I've accepted a position with Lutheran World Relief with the title of Manager Congregational Engagement. So real quick, what that is, I work with, to represent Lutheran World Relief to congregations to raise awareness and, more importantly, to raise money to fund their work that goes on throughout the world. The regions that I will be representing or working with churches are New England and the Midwest, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, Missouri, and Texas. That's everybody's reaction when they hear Texas. It is not a position in which we currently need to move. It is a remote position with travel. One of the things as we look about, a couple reasons underlying things, and I'm more than willing to talk with people as you would like. Please contact me and we can find time for coffee. You can come in. I'd say one thing, there is and please don't ever hear me play a victim, a weight to the position that I need to put down for the time being. That it is with you everywhere you go in every relationship you have. And after a bit, you just kind of say, oh, it's too much, and you need to be the best dad, husband, person I can be. I need to step away from this role. I hope that makes sense. And that's a big part of it. I just need to step back from it. Also then, as a family, as we look into the future, while there is no immediate plans to move back to the Midwest, there is thought about that in the future, as that is where our families are and as our parents get older. And being a pastor, the church determines frequently where you live. Moving out here, we really were able to be wide open, and it wasn't specifically narrowed. But if we want to move back, that you have to look, well, where do we want to live? And then, is there an ELCA church? Is there an opening? Is there a good fit? Do we get the call, right? So there's a lot that is outside of our control that as we look forward to the future, we'd like to have more in control. And this position allows that, being remote with some travel. We could live wherever we would like within the Midwest and be specific on that. So real briefly, and I can say more later, I want to say thank you. As I said in the letter, you welcomed me and my family in. We've been through a lot, whether it's COVID, whether it's individually with death within your family or tragedy within your family or in personal life, myself included. And so to step back and to leave is not an easy thing. So I first want to say just thank you. And I'm grateful for the time that we have had together. And I hope that you are as well. Also, frequently, the first question asked is, what happens now as far as the church goes? The pastor is leaving, and what are those next steps? Council already had a meeting with the associate with the bishop, Steve Will. Do you want to say something about that, Christina? Perfect. I didn't know you had that. So thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. It is good to see you here, both in person and online. I'm speaking today because the council thought it might be helpful for us to provide a short update following the announcement that Pastor Tim has accepted a position with Lutheran World Relief. I'm sure some of us may be feeling many emotions today. Others of us may not be feeling any emotion at all because we are still processing the news. Whatever you may be feeling, Holy Trinity is in the loving hands of God, and as some young people say, it's all good. Whatever you are feeling, the council and I want you to remember that Holy Trinity is a church that has gone through transitions before, and we will be successful going through this one. We will be successful because we know how to come together and work together. We know how to serve and complete what needs to be done. We know how to support this work by our participation. We also know how to listen to one another, share our thoughts, and come to a decision that will serve the work God calls us to do. We will be here together in person or virtually when supply pastors and others provide us with sermons that feed our soul with God's words. We will be together when we begin the transition phase that asks us to reflect and participate in various events. This work will then lead us to the call process phase. I believe the Church Council is capable in carrying out the oversight that is necessary for this rather lengthy process. After our regular council meeting last Thursday, we met with Steve Wilco. Steve is the associate to the bishop, serving Western Massachusetts, part of Connecticut, New York, Vermont, and New Hampshire. He will lead us through the process and will be here on December 19th as our supply pastor. The council will be meeting on November 1st to start the forming of a transition team. This group of 6 to 8 people will be involved in the initial phase of our pastoral transition, which will last approximately 6 to 9 months. This team needs members who have a positive outlook, creative, strategic thinking, strong communication, and organizational skills. Please prayerfully consider if serving on the transition team is something you would consider. Contact Mark in the office or me if you would have any questions or are interested. At our meeting on the 1st, the council will begin the rollout of the Congregational Assessment Tool, also known as CAT. This is a survey that takes the pulse of the congregation. It will ask you about your experiences, perceptions, and aspirations of Holy Trinity. It can be completed online or on paper. And finally, the council will be discussing on the 1st the plans for Pastor's Godspeed and Farewell event. His last service, as you know, will be November 14th. So I'm willing to take questions if anyone has a quick burning question. All right, and speak with me afterwards or speak with Mark about the transition team. We're trying to get things moving along before the holidays. Slow us down a little bit. That was the advice from Steve. So thank you.
Thank you, Christina. That's one of the emotions that go in when any pastor leaves. There's a sense of guilt that goes along with it because you know the work that's going to go into it, and it brings a time of anxiety for a congregation as well. And so I appreciate the work council has already done, and that I know that people will do to move forward through this transition as well. So thank you, Christina.